What if I told you that ChatGPT can now think? That's right, OpenAI has taken AI to the next level. Forget about basic responses. We're talking about an AI that can reason through problems and come up with solutions on its own. This changes everything, and it's happening right now. We've all been amazed by what ChatGPT has done so far, whether it's writing essays, helping with coding, or just being a solid conversation partner. But this new update is an absolute game changer. OpenAI has made it possible for ChatGPT to not just respond but actually think. It can solve complex problems, predict outcomes, and offer solutions that feel almost human. In this video, we're going deep into how OpenAI has revolutionized the AI game with its new ChatGPT model. If you're curious about what makes this AI so special, or you're just wondering how AI will shape our future, you're in the right place. Alright, let's start with the basics. For years, AI has been improving at an incredible pace, but there's always been a catch. Sure, AI can give you answers, generate text, and even hold a conversation, but it's always been limited by one big issue: it doesn't actually think. Everything it does is based on data patterns, not real reasoning. Think about it. When you're having a conversation with AI, no matter how advanced it is, you can tell it's just following pre-programmed pathways. It's really good at predicting what words come next in a sentence, but it doesn't actually understand the context or think through a problem the way a human would. That's the challenge that every AI has faced, getting past the stage of just mimicking intelligence and moving towards actually thinking through issues in a logical, step-by-step way. Up until now, AI was kind of like a really good calculator. It gives you answers, but it doesn't understand the deeper meaning behind what it's doing. But now, OpenAI has broken through that barrier with its latest ChatGPT model. They've created something that isn't just a chatbot, it's a problem solver. Let's take a closer look at how they've done it. 1. Step-by-step reasoning. One of the biggest upgrades in this new ChatGPT model is its ability to think through problems in steps. Imagine you ask the AI a complex question, like, what's the best way to reduce climate change while maintaining economic growth? The old version of ChatGPT would give you a straightforward answer, listing off popular solutions like renewable energy, carbon taxes, etc. But it wouldn't really think through the trade-offs or nuances of the issue. The new version, though? It's different. It can break down the problem into smaller parts, consider different variables, and even explain why one approach might be better than another. It's not just parroting information back, it's analyzing the issue from multiple angles. For example, let's say you're discussing a business strategy. You're looking at the pros and cons of expanding into a new market. ChatGPT now has the ability to evaluate risks, consider long-term outcomes, and even suggest alternative strategies. It's thinking, not just repeating facts. 2. Contextual memory. Another major improvement is its ability to remember the context of a conversation. Previously, if you had a long conversation with ChatGPT, it wouldn't remember what you talked about earlier. You'd have to constantly remind it of the context, which could be frustrating. But now, ChatGPT has what we call dynamic memory. It can track what's been discussed, remember key details, and continue building on the conversation without needing you to reset every few minutes. Think of it like having an ongoing conversation with a real person who remembers the important details. This is a game changer for anyone using AI for complex discussions, planning, or brainstorming sessions. Let's say you're planning a project. You tell ChatGPT your goals, your constraints, and some ideas you have. Instead of starting from scratch every time you ask a new question, ChatGPT can keep all that in mind and offer suggestions that are actually relevant to your needs. It can even remind you of things you might have forgotten from earlier in the conversation. 3. Predictive thinking. This is where it gets really exciting. The new ChatGPT model can actually think ahead and make predictions about what you might need or what challenges you might face. It's not just reacting to what you say in the moment. It's anticipating the next steps and offering suggestions you didn't even ask for. For example, let's say you're coding a complex program. You ask ChatGPT for help with a specific function, and as it's giving you advice, it also suggests improvements or potential bugs you didn't even know to look for. Or maybe you're working through a business plan, and ChatGPT points out future hurdles or opportunities based on the information you've provided. This kind of predictive thinking turns ChatGPT into more than just a tool. It becomes a real partner in problem solving. 4. Abstract thinking and creativity. One of the hardest things for AI to master has always been abstract thought and creativity. AI is great at logical tasks and pattern recognition, but when it comes to thinking outside the box, coming up with unique ideas or solutions, it's usually fallen short. But that's changing with this new model. Now, ChatGPT can handle creative tasks in ways that feel surprisingly human. Whether it's brainstorming unique marketing ideas, suggesting plot twists for a story, or even coming up with new ways to solve a technical problem, this AI can think beyond the obvious. Imagine you're stuck on a creative project. Maybe you're designing a website, and you want it to feel fresh and original. You ask ChatGPT for help, and instead of just giving you generic suggestions, it can now offer creative solutions tailored to your vision. It's like having a brainstorming partner who never runs out of ideas. Here's where it all comes together. The latest ChatGPT model can now truly collaborate with you. Whether you're working on a project, trying to solve a problem, or just exploring new ideas, this AI isn't just giving you answers, it's thinking with you. Think about how revolutionary that is. We've gone from AI being a simple tool that follows commands to an AI that can actually think ahead, adapt to your needs, and offer solutions that feel like they're coming from a human collaborator. It's a bit like having an incredibly smart assistant who's always available, never gets tired, and is always up to date with the latest information. This AI can now reason, make predictions, think creatively, and work with you in ways we never thought possible just a few years ago. Imagine the possibilities. You could be an entrepreneur using ChatGPT to help plan out your business strategies, a student using it to work through complex math problems, or even a creative professional brainstorming new ideas. In every case, ChatGPT is no longer just a tool, it's a partner. To sum it all up, OpenAI's new ChatGPT model is nothing short of revolutionary. It's not just about responding to prompts anymore, it's about reasoning, thinking through problems, and even predicting what you might need next. Whether you're trying to solve a complex business problem, brainstorm creative ideas, or have an in-depth conversation, this AI has the capability to think with you, not just for you. This latest model opens up a world of possibilities. We're entering an era where AI can do more than just assist. It can collaborate, create, and think like a human. And as we move forward, we're only scratching the surface of what's possible. If you found this breakdown fascinating, make sure to subscribe and catch the next video where we explore even more groundbreaking AI advancements.